When it comes to anime, 2022 was a goldmine of new releases. From highly anticipated new arcs of existing series like Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba Entertainment District arc to new breakout series like Cyberpunk, Edgerunners, there was plenty to choose from. Romance fans got a new third season of Kaguya-Sama, Love is War, and Attack on Titan fans received the show's divisive, shocking conclusion. From heartwarming romance and sweeping fantasy to adorable slice of life and gut-wrenching drama, there was a little something for everyone in this year's releases. We will talk about top 10 anime series whose new and exciting story elements keeps on unfolding. There were a lot of notable releases this year, but these were the ones that made the biggest impact on anime fans. At number 10 we have Date A Live. Date A Live follows an ordinary high school boy who encounters something that changes his life forever. I know, you've heard this one 100 times before. But Date A Live really does put a unique spin on a familiar setup. The series hero, Shido, lives in a world plagued by intermittent spacequakes, devastating events involving mysterious space vibrations. When he finds himself at ground zero of one of these quakes, he discovers a mysterious girl at the center of it all. But of course, she is no ordinary girl. She is a spirit, a type of otherworldly being whose manifestation causes these spacequakes. The girl, and other spirits like her, are targeted for destruction by the Anti-Spirit Team, a group dedicated to eliminating the entities for good. But there is an alternative. There is a way to seal the spirits and keep them from doing any more damage. Shido just has to make them fall in love with him. Obviously. At number 9 we got Made in Abyss. What awaits in the depths of Made in Abyss's titular abyss, the seemingly endless chasm stretching down into the earth, waiting for intrepid explorers to brave the unknown and risk almost certain death. Well, as fans of the anime's first season can tell you, the abyss is filled with mysterious creatures, deadly forces, and more secrets than anyone living on the surface could ever imagine. The series follows the journey of Riko, the daughter of a legendary diver who disappeared into the lower levels of the abyss, as she and her new robot friend Reg descend into the depths for themselves. The two only realize just how difficult and horrifying the journey will be when it is too late to turn back. The first season made quite a mark, responsible for some of the most intense and heartbreaking moments in recent anime history. Nanachi and Midi's backstory alone caused enough tears to fill the Grand Canyon, and it was a pretty tough act to follow. Number 8. The Rising of the Shield Hero. Isekai anime is always classic. There's just something compelling about seeing an ordinary person thrust into a fantastical world and catapulted onto a grand heroic quest. The Rising of the Shield Hero does just that, as a group of unwitting people from modern-day Japan find themselves transported to the kingdom of Mauramark to take on the roles of various mythic heroes, wielding the sword, the spear, the bow, and the shield respectively. As the title implies, the designated shield hero is the primary focus of the story. Accused of a crime he did not commit, he sets out on a solitary journey. 7. Beast Tamer. Beast Tamer is the first anime on this list that had its series premiere in 2022, rather than the release of an ongoing series' latest season. Also known as Yusha Party wa Suiho Sareta Beast Tamer, Saikyushu no Nekamimi Shoujo Todo, Beast Tamer centers around Rain, you guessed it, Beast Tamer who sets out on his own after being kicked out of a manipulative hero's adventuring party. While on his own, he saves a cat-eared girl named Kanade from danger, and is able to form a contract with her. With this incredible achievement under his belt, his next chapter as a beast-taming adventurer is ready to begin. Beast Tamer combines action and fantasy elements with the structure of the classic harem anime, as Rain encounters a vast array of mythical girls. At 6. We have a series which connects us emotional levels. To Your Eternity. To Your Eternity is a deeply philosophical story, an epic fantasy about what it means to be human in this world. The series follows an immortal being that begins its life as an orb, then becomes a rock, then a wolf, and finally, a boy named Fuchsia. Fuchsia roams the world as a blank slate, learning only what he is able to glean from the people he encounters and what they have to teach him. As much as he encounters kindness, he also encounters hardship and pain, losing those that he loves and having his progress hampered by the knockers, so named because they knock on the doors of paradise, seeking its destruction. Season 2 continues Fuchsia's journey as the knockers begin closing in around him, and new friends, allies, and heartbreaks continue to find him. The series is thought-provoking, tear-jerking, and compelling for fans that want anime with a strong emotional core. 5. Cyberpunk. Edgerunners. Most of the anime on this list were adapted from manga or Japanese light novels, but the Netflix-distributed anime Cyberpunk Edgerunners was actually based on the CD Projekt Red video game Cyberpunk 2077. Set in the same universe, the anime serves as a prequel to the events of the game and takes place roughly a year prior. While the game received very mixed reviews, Cyberpunk Edgerunners was highly praised by critics for its animation, setting, and story about David, a street kid turned high-tech mercenary, aka Cyberpunk. 4. Chainsaw Man. There was a lot for anime fans to look forward to in 2022, but one of the most anticipated anime releases of the year was Chainsaw Man, the adaptation of Tatsuki Fujimoto's hit manga series. Chainsaw Man follows Denji, a young man drowning in his deadbeat father's debt and doing his best to stay above water with the help of his pet, the adorable chainsaw devil Pachida. Seriously, just the cutest little chainsaw dog you ever did see. Together, Denji and Pachida kill devils for money, most of which goes to the Yakuza. When one encounter with the Yakuza cuts Denji's life short, seemingly for good, Pachida merges with Denji and imbues him with devil powers that allow him to turn parts of his body into chainsaws. If you weren't familiar with the premise of the series, now you know that yes, the name Chainsaw Man is quite literal. He is a man with the power of chainsaws. 3. The Eminence in Shadow. Adapted from a light novel series, The Eminence in Shadow is a twist on the isekai genre. Its story follows a young man obsessed with becoming as strong as he possibly can. Minoru Kaginu is an ordinary student by day and a crowbar-wielding vigilante by night. However, in a tragic accident, Minoru is struck down and killed. But his journey does not end there. Instead, he awakens as Sid, a child of the Kaginu family in a magical world. There, he creates a group known as Shadow Garden, an organization founded to fight the cult of Diablos. However, nothing in this world is as it seems, and soon both Shadow Garden and the cult of Diablos become far more real than he ever could have anticipated. At 2. Spy X Family. Anime fans with a deep love for stories about found family, of people coming together and forging loving familiar bonds in spite of having no blood relation to one another, were in for a real treat with the release of Spy X Family. In a world of corruption and brewing violence, world-renowned spy Twilight takes on his most ambitious cover yet, loving father and family man. He adopts the false identity of Lloyd Forger, a psychiatrist, husband, and father. His plan is to gather information about an elusive politician who only makes rare public appearances at his son's prestigious private school. In order to infiltrate the school, Lloyd recruits an unmarried woman named Yid to pretend to be his wife, and adopts a 6-year-old orphan girl named Anya, who he will enroll in classes there. Each with their own secrets to keep, the members of this artificial family grow closer to one another and begin to develop relationships that are anything but false. 1. Blue Lock sports anime are some of the most popular series out there, but there has been a bit of a drought in recent years, with no new episodes of Haikyuu since 2020, and Yuri on Ice getting more and more distant in the rearview mirror. There haven't been many new releases for the sports anime fans to glom onto. Enter 2022's Blue Lock. High school soccer player Yoichi Iseiji causes his team to lose a game when he passes the final shot along to someone else, but his moment of devastation is interrupted when he arrives home to a letter inviting him to be part of a project called Blue Lock.
It's so many